Hey, I got something I want to show you. Check this out. Bam! Ledger Nano X, folks. This is it. Who'd have thought this would be the direction and path that our financial monetary system was going as we move towards this CBDC future of a digital-based currency with possibly cryptocurrency and Bitcoin taking over. Now, I just picked this up today because, one, I can't shy away from the evolution of the economy and technology. And two, there's no way that I could reasonably provide you guys with knowledgeable and educated information and bring you value without testing it out for myself, learning about it, perhaps maybe the pros and cons, some of the perks, maybe some of the drawbacks. Perhaps maybe there's a better option out there than Ledger. It says here on their website, reclaim power over your money. Combine the Ledger Nano X with the Ledger Live app for maximum security and control over your digital assets. The Ledger Nano X keeps your coins and NFTs online and protected. Now, I told you guys before I wouldn't be promoting NFTs on this channel, and that hasn't changed as of yet. However, there is a time and there is a place for NFTs, and I think we're getting closer to it, but not quite the crazy and ridiculous high price NFTs that are out there that we've seen, but more from a safety and technology standpoint, as well as producing income, revenue, profits from, expenses. Tai Lopez actually mentioned this, turning expenses into assets, folks. We need to talk about that. But first, Nano X, ladies and gentlemen, Nano X. It's $149. I picked mine up today at Best Buy. They only have one color, so I grabbed the black one. I think they have an orange and a purple. And it says that, secure, buy, exchange, grow your crypto, and manage your NFTs with our new Bluetooth-enabled hardware wallet. All your digital assets secured in one place. Now, they show on here Bluetooth, USB-C, 5,000 plus coins, NFTs. They also have a Nano S, I believe. It's a little bit less expensive. They have a Ledger backup pack. It's a little bit more expensive. And the thing is we have safety issues and concerns with our money, particularly in the banks, but the virtual cybersecurity threat will forever remain. So having a physical cold storage wallet could possibly be the solution to the problem. Remember, I told you guys, solutions are created, then problems are made. And that's how our economy, that's how our world is evolving, unfortunately. But I want to know more about it. I want to learn more about it. I want to bring you guys the information. If you guys have questions, and or if you have already actually used and experienced a cold storage wallet like Ledger or a competing brand, feel free to comment down below and chime in. I believe that we can use this platform to help everybody, and let's just go ahead and try to accomplish that goal. But I must get into the meat and potatoes of today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, the struggle is real. It's not some transitory problem that is only affecting a few small pockets of industries and geographies or income brackets. That is not the case, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, no, this is a widespread problem that is left. If we leave this unaddressed, we'll likely end very badly for lots of folks who are already barely hanging on by a thread. Now, I actually had a sponsor reach out to me, and they offered to pay me in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, which was rather interesting. Which, that's the thing, is, as our finance and monetary policy evolves, think about it, folks. If you are already behind the times, if you are unbanked, if you are underbanked, if your income is relatively low, if your expenses are high, if you're already in poverty, middle class, working class, poor, living paycheck to paycheck, then the advancements of technology in the future of the monetary system, digital currencies and cryptocurrencies or whatever it may be, you have to realize that you are potentially at risk. And although you may not have a lot of money, that can be solved. But if you don't have a lot of money and there's a transition and a lack of knowledge and education as we move towards cryptocurrency as, you know, almost the norm, the standard, the gold standard, almost, you know, becoming the new king, whereas cash is king. Is cryptocurrency going to take over? Is digital currency going to take over? Being already at a disadvantage financially and then further at a disadvantage educationally is only going to make things harder for you. So I would urge folks out there to listen, pay attention, learn, talk, ask questions, do research, because this is the direction we're going. And folks, it doesn't even have to do, let me get back to this. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, the big bullet we dodged as a country with the potential threat of a railroad worker strike that would have shut down 30% of our supply chain, with railway freight trains halted on the tracks, leaving companies like CSX, Union Pacific, Norfolk Southern, and BNSF left losing millions of dollars by the day, and our country's economy as a whole facing a devastating loss of $2 billion a day. Just to be clear, folks, workers are not threatening to shut down the nation's rail system over a few sick days. Nope. They were sounding the alarm on a broken system that affects us all. A system that that saw major government intervention from Congress, stripping the rights of the labor union workers away from them, pulling the rug right out from under their feet, with elected political leaders like AOC and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Cori Bush voting to enforce a contract on railroad workers to thwart a national strike, which, according to some, have been described as Biden and his administration effectively having sold out workers when they imposed this terrible contract on railroad workers through the antiquated RLA, Railway Labor Act, that led to President Biden signing into law last week the legislation that he said averted what could be a real disaster. We will have to pick this back up on another video, because this move has gotten me a little bit heated over how these workers have been treated. But if you want me to cover that in a future video, just drop a comment down below, and if there's enough interest on that topic, I'll be sure to make that video. I got some really shocking news that I want to share with you, some real world boots on the ground insider intel from shocking emails that I have received from longtime railroad workers who want to be heard and have their side of the story told. So we can include that, like the fact that conductors, engineers, and other railroad employees who have been working without a contract since 2019 want relief from what they say are grueling schedules with severe attendance policies and no paid sick leave. However, right now, there's an even more important collapse, folks, that is pending. And yet again, Congress and the White House have the ability to prevent this train wreck from happening, but it doesn't seem like that is a top priority of theirs. Instead, their sole focus is destroying the American people, depleting our most precious of resources, and sending all our tax dollars and military aid to support Ukraine in this money laundering scheme cover up by what the mainstream media is being instructed to report as a war and invasion. Everybody's got opinions, folks. More than a third of U.S. small businesses unfortunately couldn't pay all their rent, and the problem is likely to only get worse before it comes even close to getting remotely better. Now, this is very important, and I want you guys to pay close attention. The Washington Post reported that rent delinquency rates among U.S. small businesses increased significantly, with about 37% of small businesses, which they noted between them employ almost half of all Americans working in the private sector, were unable to pay their rent in full in October. Why is this a problem? Well, I'm going to tell you why. But first, This information is being shared according to a survey from Boston-based Alignable, a network of 7 million small business members. The survey of nearly 5,000 small business owners partially reflected how inflation is affecting small businesses, and more than half say their rent is at least 10% higher than it was 6 months ago, with some reporting increases of at least 20%. Now, while we're here at this point, this juncture, I want to talk about business and starting a business. I put up a community post for anybody who's interested in creating a small business side hustle opportunity. Seemingly lazy side hustle, really, honestly, if you think about it. Just 100% honest with you, it's in the body care industry. It's in the soap and body care, shampoo. There's a lot there. There's also men's care as far as skin care and facial hair, beard products, balms, oils. There's so much going on. But the cool part about it is it's a super simple and easy way to get your foot in the door with a respectable brand through a wholesale opportunity that leaves an abundance of room for profit margin on the table for folks like you and I to get in without having to do all the hard work. We can just pick this ball up and run with it. And I have a direct connection to the owner that can facilitate this wholesale opportunity if anybody is interested. And it ties into this story because it's a super simple, lazy side hustle that you can do at home, which would eliminate the need for these rent prices and these physical store locations that that companies are having trouble paying for. Okay, so if anybody's interested in getting a side hustle going, that literally you can start tomorrow and immediately start generating sales, ultimately profits, let me know. Contact me. My info is in the description. I will only share this information with people who are serious about finding ways of taking control of their financial future and actually starting a real small business of their own that can produce some respectable returns on their investments, produce some revenue, and ultimately net income and profit. With support. I know you may be saying, well, I don't know anything about it. I don't know how to do it. Well, there's support there as well. So it's a full package, pretty much turnkey, folks. It's a great opportunity. I came across it just the other day, and it's a local small business here in Northwest Florida. And even they too, want to help others achieve goals of small business and small business success like they have. Now, it says about 49% of restaurants were unable to pay their rent, which further confirms the theories and predictions that I've been making for months. And 37% of real estate agents couldn't pay their rent, which perhaps is an immediate reflection of the fallout from a slowdown in home sales as higher mortgage rates chill the housing market. The COVID-19 supply chain issues also remain a major obstacle for companies, particularly for small business owners who run car repair shops and auto dealerships. The scarcity of parts their customers need to fix their vehicles is still slowing business. Almost half of car repair shops and auto dealerships were not able to meet their rent. And there was also always an anticipation by many of a wave of homes going into foreclosure, but I think the mortgage forbearance programs actually kept those fears at bay for the most part, and perhaps the wave of real estate delinquency will come crashing down on these struggling small business owners carrying these monthly overhead operating expenses of these locations and the rent associated with them, and that will only create more downward pressure on the economy and crush workers and employees as they see their families face intense economic struggle on top of record high inflation as their income and paychecks get completely wiped out. The Washington Post article also said that the research compiled by Alignable found that 1/3 of firms are at risk of closing if revenue does not ramp up in the coming months. So, it's like I said, the beauty of some of these opportunities, especially this new opportunity that I've come across, is that your overhead and operating expenses are going to be extremely low. So literally everything you do is going to be almost pure profit. And if you do utilize a lot of the tools that I'm sharing with the folks in the network, then your marketing operating budget is going to be extremely low, because you're going to be able to do it pretty much grassroots and like almost 100% organic by utilizing all the tools that are already available to everybody at no cost. However, if that were to become a reality, there is still the overwhelming threat that has been exaggerated by the Fed, which will further put small businesses at risk, and equally nearly half of all Americans working in the private sector. And also, folks, do you know what that is? Yep, that's right. You guessed it. Rising interest rates. Add rising interest rates to the challenges that small businesses are already grappling with, including inflation, labor shortages, and strained supply chains, and rising interest rates are putting small business owners' plans on hold, according to the Wall Street Journal, revealing that some small businesses are cutting back on borrowing, paying down debt, or delaying expansion plans as interest rates rise. Meanwhile, others worry that rising rates will boost prices charged by suppliers and crimp customer demand, which is why I would prefer to start a business with zero debt, without relying on interest rates and loans and borrowing, which is why this skincare and this 100% plant-based with all natural ingredients, no added chemicals or any, no added harsh chemicals or anything like that. It's an extremely low cost of entry that would allow pretty much almost a large portion of folks out there the ability to get in without having to take out a 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000, 200K loan, 300K loan from a bank to start a business, to then work to dig out of a hole with higher interest rates to turn a profit, to pay back that debt without actually having made any money yourself. And to add insult to injury, all this before the 2022 tax season is set to start, gearing up to begin, with more new business owners having to deal with tax season and the potential nightmares, especially with the potential big tax bills coming due for many business owners related to the pandemic. So some small businesses took advantage of COVID provisions in 2020 to defer some of their Social Security taxes that split that up into two payments, and one that was due at the beginning of 2022, and the other 50% that will be due in just a few days come January 3rd, 2023. So the IRS has been sending out notices reminding business owners to pay what they owe, but the due date and the simple fact of the matter is that there will be a lot of businesses out there that just don't have the money to pay the possibly huge tax bill on top of every other growing debt that they have had to take on post-pandemic recovery and during the current Biden administration. Plus, for tax year 2022, many business owners may be receiving a form they haven't in the past. That form is a 1099-K, and owners who receive a payment of $600 or more through a third-party processor such as Venmo or PayPal should be receiving it, Cash App perhaps. So beware and begin to get prepared, folks. Experts are in similar opinion that the new income tax rules are sure to be a burden on small business owners. So, things to be mindful of, things to be aware of, things to be taken into consideration, but also we mustn't just stop in our tracks and and throw our hands up. We have to continue to fight to push through this challenging economic cycle that we're in, to come out the other side much better than we started. Folks, if you haven't, go ahead, click the link in the description, sign up for Moomoo. It is literally, one of the best stock programs that are being promoted right now that will give free stocks when you sign up, when you open your account, and different tier levels for the deposits that you make. That's free money for the most part. I mean, if you start an account and you put the money in, you're going to get free stocks. I mean, odds are, folks who haven't invested before, investing for beginners, okay? Now is the time to really be seriously thinking about where we're going. the future of stocks, the future of investments, the future of cash, the future of cryptocurrency and security and protecting that cryptocurrency, that digital currency, the future of business, the future of the supply chain, the future of brick and mortar, the future of the tax codes. All these things, folks, are very important, and we need to be taken seriously so that we don't find ourselves in a situation where we're all pretty much, bundled up and packaged up together in these collective groups of folks who are struggling. 60-70% of Americans can't afford the higher prices of foods, creating food shortages at home, food insecurities. Definitely a food shortage on the shortage of availability of affordable food prices. Those are going through the roof. Meanwhile, we have opportunities presented to us that will put us in a position to start taking control of our finances and our income and our investments and our net worth, and growing businesses, growing our assets, and putting ourselves in a situation where we are not just slaves. We're not just beggars and victims. And somebody commented on a previous video and they were like, people don't have money to invest. They don't have money to invest. And perhaps, maybe, sure, but honestly, if you've got $1, if you got $1, you've got money to invest. If you went out and you bought anything that wasn't 100% essential to your survival in life, that money could have been used to invest. And that investment doesn't have to be in cryptocurrency. It doesn't have to be in cryptocurrency that you're going to store on a hot wallet or a cold storage wallet, online or offline. It doesn't have to be cryptocurrency. It doesn't have to be Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be in the stock market. You don't have to click the link below, sign up for Moomoo and get free stocks. Investing can take on many forms. Investing could be investing in yourself, investing in going to school, getting an education, learning a trade, getting certified, perhaps investing in product, investing in technology, investing in education, investing in yourself to create a small business that can bring back greater returns on your investments, putting more money in your pocket, more money in savings, and allowing you the opportunity and ability to rise up above where you once were, perhaps maybe where you thought you would always be. And investing doesn't have to be in the traditional form of only investing in the stock market, which is still an option too. But to say that people don't have money to invest is not necessarily 100% true and accurate. I think people are very selective and they choose where they want to invest and or want to spend their money and or save their money or just buy gold, buy silver, whatever it may be. But the simple fact of the matter is that people do have money. They can have money. They have to change their mindset of how they think about money and look at money, and have the knowledge and education and then the discipline to take action to put that money somewhere where it's going to bring you back more, instead of continuously falling into this cycle of not having money and never having money, and only complaining about it instead of actually doing something about it. Meanwhile, hey folks, if you want to and you got questions, hit me up. I love to see you guys improve your financial situations all day, every day. With that being said, I'm going to run. I got to go. Time to go eat dinner. But I will be bringing you guys some more information and updates about this Ledger Nano X and letting you know what I think about it, how simple and easy it is to use. And, ultimately that means I'll have to be investing more in crypto. Not saying it's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing, but like I said, I'm not going to allow myself and my family to get left behind with everything that's going on. I have to be knowledgeable. I have to educate myself. I have to be smarter than I once was. And, the only risk that I can take in this would be the risk of not taking action and perhaps facing the negative and adverse effects of being left behind as the economy and our financial system and everything is evolving and moving forward. I can't let that happen. I have to know, I have to try. And with that, I have to bring it back to you guys so that hopefully it can be helpful and of value and beneficial to you and your families and your businesses. We all help each other, right? Friends, family, community, network. patreon.com/Kevin247. You guys are more than welcome to come on over and join the network. And we have to keep an eye on this this business situation with businesses in severe trouble, in debt, unable to pay bills, unable to pay their rent. Odds are, if that's the case, then they're going to be unable to pay their employees at some point. So as an employee, me personally, I would be looking at ways to make sure that my income is not solely at the mercy of an employer who could possibly be going under. Balance sheets in the red, businesses burning through cash, businesses upside down, nearing bankruptcy, that'll ultimately have a huge impact and negative impact on me and my family's ability to survive. As you know, one day I'm employed, the next day I'm not, and now I'm out here searching and struggling to find a job, perhaps maybe trying to survive on meager unemployment insurance benefits that just won't cut it. I can't do that. I can't do that. You shouldn't want that, okay? Even if everything is good, we should still be working towards improvement and improving so that, you know, things can be great. But it's always good to have a backup plan. Plan B, plan C, plan D. Better have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. You guys take care. Be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.